Hello and welcome to the Flix Forum podcast, where each episode we go back and we look at a Netflix original film in the order of release. This is our 8th day of our 12 Days of Christmas special, where we're putting out an episode every day over this festive season. Today we have Netflix 353rd film from 2021. It's the family comedy called Yes Day. This one's directed by Miguel Arteta and stars Jennifer Garner, Edgar Ramirez, and Jenna Ortega. I am Jesse and I am your host. Thank you for joining me today for this episode, as well as it being a happy new year. So 2025, we're here. I hope we're all going to have a great year. I hope we've all recovered from the night before and we get into this episode. As always, there'll be spoilers. So if you're not keen on hearing about Yes Day, give us a pause and come back a little bit later on, because we kick off with the Fast Flicks, where we do a quick little summary of what the film is all about. So this one is about some parents who used to be cool and say yes to everything, but they're now stuck in a no rut. Oh, family-friendly film, that's what this one is. So hopefully you're on board for this one. Let's work out, how did this one end up on Netflix? What's some cool stuff about this film? So some translations around the world. Like, obviously the gist of this is about parents saying yes to anything the kids say. In Spanish, it's called Yes Today. Cool. In French, it's called Today. It's yes. Very good. In Hungarian, it's called Yes Sun, like S-U-N. Interesting. Not sure how that one works. In Japanese, it's called Yes Day, the day you shouldn't say no. Very good. In Polish, it's called A Day for Yes. In Chinese, it's called The Day of Need. In Turkish, Yes to Everything. In Russian, it's called Day So. And Vietnamese, they always give us some interesting little ones here. It's called Consent Day. I think the translation there is a little bit wrong, a little bit off for a kids' film. The tagline for this one, it's for 24 hours, kids make the rules. So this is all about kids having a good time. This is based on the children's book of the same name by Amy Krauss Rosenthal and Tom Lichtenheld. It was announced in September of 2018 that Jennifer Garner had joined the cast of the film, with Miguel Arteta directing from a screenplay by Justin Malin, with Netflix distributing. In October of 2019, Jenna Ortega, Edgar Ramirez, and Julian Lerner joined the cast of the film. Principal photography began in November 2019 in LA, and the film does feature a number of songs, including a rendition of Baby I Need Your Loving by Her, or Her, who we do see in the film, as well as on stage in this film too, Jennifer Garner and Jenna Ortega join in too. Other songs include I'm a Gummy Bear, Epic, and Slide. And the band, Ala Las, also made a cameo while performing the song Catamaran. A week following the film's digital release on March the 12th, 2021, Netflix reported the film had been watched by 53 million households. A month later, in April of 2021, the viewership had increased to 62 million households, so some pretty big numbers there that Netflix would probably be pretty happy with. It was announced in July of 2021 that a sequel was in development. There's not much I can really find out about that one. However, Jennifer Garner did say, I am honored to join the awesome group of creatives in the Netflix family, and I'm extremely excited to work with their passionate and innovative teams across all departments. I had the most gratifying, creative experience bringing Yes Day to life, she said. She also did produce the first film. She also said to Variety, seeing Netflix's global reach as the Torres family wreaked havoc in homes all over the world makes me eager to dive in with another day of yes. I can't wait. I'm grateful for Netflix's continued support and look forward to mixing it up across the board with this partnership. I think at this stage, Jennifer Garner is the only one that sort of signed on to be a part of this sequel as well. So some positive words about Netflix there from her as well. This was released on Netflix worldwide on the 12th of March 2021. As I mentioned before, it was filmed in LA and across some other locations in California, including the Six Flags Magic Mountain theme park, which you do see in this film too. Nominations for awards. Jenna Ortega was nominated at the Imogen Awards for Best Actress in a Feature Film, and the film was also nominated at the People's Choice Awards for Family Movie of 2021, so some positive things there as well. What are the critics and audiences saying about this film? On Rotten Tomatoes, it sits at 52% on 65 critic reviews, so that is definitely rotten. The audience, it's only a tiny bit higher at 56%. That's on more than 500 ratings. IMDb, pretty similar, 5.7 out of 10 on 31,000 ratings. Letterboxd, it's a tiny bit lower, sits at a 2.3 out of 5 on 63,500 ratings, but it's actually been logged by 97,000 people. That is an awful lot of people. Metacritic, where they use the traffic light system of green, yellow, and red. This sits in the yellow for critics. It sits at 46 out of 100. That's on 14 critic reviews. And the audience sits at a 5.1 out of 10 on 25 reviews. So also yellow, also in the middle of the ground, like we see with most of those ratings. So what are my early thoughts for this one? This was fairly cute. I mean, if you forget about the ridiculousness that the family has on their yes day, the things that they do, there's enough nice moments to see the inner workings of a family that it's definitely worth a watch from me. So let's talk about the characters in this film. Allison is Jennifer Garner's character. She's the mother. She is happily married with her 3 kids. She's been likened from the kids, though, to this controlling dictator. And the school and the teachers are sort of addressing this with her as well. And this really gets to her because prior to having kids, her and her husband, who we'll talk about, Carlos, in a second, she was a yes person. She was someone who was adventurous and willing to do anything. So she wants to prove to her kids that she can still have fun. And Carlos is almost the opposite. He's the carefree, fun dad that the kids always go to ask for permission because he always says yes. And I guess we see the opposing side of him is that at work, he's the opposite. He's the hypersensitive, controlling guy who has to say no to people at work, even though he doesn't like it. So it's true, a tricky situation. It's unfair, isn't it, that the mother is the one who has to hold the line at home and the dad gets to be the cool guy. The kids, the 3 kids, they're the 3 characters we'll talk about. Katie, she's the older sibling, played by Jenna Ortega. She's pushing the boundaries in her teenage years. She wants to hang out with friends. She wants to go to concerts by herself. She wants to meet boys. And obviously that challenge of being a teenager and pushing the boundaries comes through with her. We have Nando, who's the middle child. He's the son who loves to experiment and make a mess. I would probably classify him as a little bit of a nerd. And then finally, Ali, she's the youngest of the family. She's happy to go along with the ride and have a bit of fun and sort of get along with her siblings as well as cause some little issues here and there as we go. The director of this film, Miguel Arteta, he is Puerto Rican. He has 43 directing credits, a lot of TV, including some episodes of shows you may know such as The Morning Show, Succession, Nurse Jackie, but has also done the family film, this is a very long title. It's called Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, which he also worked with Jennifer Garner on as well. Let's talk about some scenes. What are some scenes in this film that I enjoyed? What are some ones that I didn't really like? The ones that I liked, there's a scene where Carlos is in the car driving Ali, the youngest child, to school, and they play the Gummy Bear song and they sing along. I thought that was quite funny. I thought that was quite humorous. I really like this line from Allison when she's trying to get back into the workforce after having kids, and she has this line about, I never stopped working, I just stopped getting paid for it. And this is a really nice reference to motherhood and the struggles of mothers in the workforce. I thought that was good. Nando, the son, he makes this video essay at school, or this project of his mum being a dictator like Stalin and Mussolini and saying that her goal is oppression. I thought that was really well edited and quite funny. The car wash, one of the yes day moments they have is they go, cool, let's go through the car wash with all the windows down. It just looked fun. I thought that was pretty cool. Carlos, there's a scene where he gets attacked by a bird when he tries to put the bird's baby back in the nest, and he falls out of the tree, he hits his genitals. It was just a funny moment, and the bird kept attacking. I thought that was quite funny. There's a scene where Allison sort of has lost the plot, and they're at this theme park, and she's trying to win this stuffed toy gorilla, and she just goes nuts at this other woman over winning it. It was just funny. And finally, Nando has this big nerd party with the parents away, and there's foam going everywhere with their experiments. I thought that was visually really cool, quite hectic, really cool. Things that I didn't like in this one, only one thing. There's this, one of the yes day moments is they go to this restaurant where the family gets this huge ice cream and they've got to finish it in 30 minutes or less to get it for free. And they try really hard. They don't quite get there. Carlos is really sick. He runs off to vomit. And they say, if you vomit, you don't win. But he comes back out and they're like, well, it came out the other end, so you do win. I just thought that was a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit too sweet. Anyway, the themes, the ideas in this film, obviously parenting. Parenting's a big part of this film. The idea of how consuming it is, how it can make you cranky and lose that fun side of yourself. that idea of good parent versus bad parent, but that idea too that parents need to be on a team and support each other. And parents always have their kids' best interest at heart. There's a moment too, it's hard to know as a parent when to snoop around and when you need to trust your kids, because it can be hard to let go when they start to grow up a bit too. And I think the really important thing is that saying no is a part of parenting. There's nothing wrong with saying no. Obviously, families have a really nice bond in this film too. And I think you've got to take away that getting to do everything you want, it's not realistic, and sometimes it's not the best thing. And I think the key takeaway is that all things in moderation are okay, because I would find it crazy doing this kind of day with kids. Pretty wild. What did I take away from this film? Jennifer Garner, does anyone have anything bad to say about her? She just seems like the most genuine person, and that comes across in the film, and I feel like in real life she would just be the most sweet person too. So just a nice little fuzzy thing from a family film. Some questions, some pondering, some ideas from this film. Like a food eating competition, would you attempt it? I couldn't do it. I've got like a bit of a funny gut, but yeah, I like a hot dog eating competition, just couldn't do it. Just the thought of it makes me feel ill. The other thing, kablowy. This is that thing that they play in as one of their yes day things. I've never heard of it in my life. I'm guessing it's an American thing. It sort of just looked like paintballing or flag tiggy for kids. Interesting, kablowy, never heard of it. Anyway, I'm ready to wrap this up. We give the film a rating out of 5 on this show. For me, like, this feels like a nicely wrapped little story that young'uns might get some entertainment out of. I'm not sure how a sequel would work, because since when the cast's gonna have grown up so much, and I'd feel bad to put the family in a situation where they've gone through some trauma in the family, like, someone passes away or there's divorce or something like that. It just takes away from the niceness of this film. But maybe the idea of grandkids, who knows? I'm not sure, but still, for me, this one's a 2.5 out of 5. Solid rating for me. We are on socials. We have Instagram, we have Facebook, and we have X, formerly known as Twitter. The question that I wanted to put out on socials for this episode is the idea, like, this film, would you keep it away from your kids so they don't ask for a yes day themselves? I think that's a really big temptation. Like, if you show this to your kids and they're like, cool, this is what other families do, we need a yes day too. Oh man, I reckon that would drive me wild having to do that. So interesting little pondering. Let us know what you think. We're back tomorrow. Tomorrow we have an international film from 2021. It's the Turkish drama called Paper Lives, or Kagatan Hayala. It's directed by Can Ülke and stars Kagate Ulusoy, Emir Ali Dogrul, Ersin Asisi, Turgay Tanaluk, and Selin Ozturk. So give that one a watch if you can. Come back tomorrow. Hopefully you've managed to get through listening to my voice. It's taken a few days to get rid of this, so it's probably going to be here for a few episodes over this Christmas season. Hope you're having a great New Year's Day, and I will see you tomorrow.